I didn't get the kind of olives that have holes in them already. They're not pitted. Oh no, this is not good for my garnish. My garnish is gonna look stupid! Hello homemakers, I'm Melinda and I'm cooking my way through Betty Crocker's 1971 recipe card library. And today we're making Crusty Salmon Shortcakes. So Crusty Salmon Shortcakes are from Section T, Impromptu Party Fare, and it is card number 5. And this is a bit scary to me. This is a scary looking card. It's basically kind of a biscuits and gravy, but it's a salmon gravy. And I get where they're coming from. Let me paint you a picture. You find out last minute that you have some friends coming over, you need some impromptu party fare, a main dish that will stun them, and it's made out of everything from the pantry, basically. You know, Bisquick, canned soup, canned salmon, olives. These are all things that you probably had on hand, but it looks kind of festive, is the idea, I guess. But I think it looks nasty. Let's do it. All right, let's take a look at the ingredients for Crusty Salmon Shortcakes. We will need 2 1/3 cup of Bisquick baking mix. We'll need some butter, melted, some milk, 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, 16 ounces of salmon, 1/4 cup of ripe olives, and I see both black and green in the garnish, so I have both green and black for the recipe. And then we also need chopped pimento, parsley flakes, which I'm assuming is dry parsley, but I want to use fresh just so that we have something fresh in here. And then Worcestershire sauce. And then I also saw that I think it has some broccolini on the side, so we'll blanch some broccolini as well. Put that on the side. Okay, let's get into it. So before we really get into it, I thought I would prep some of the ingredients. So I'm taking the broccolini that's going to be for the side and just kind of cut some of the stems off, wash it, blanch it for 2 or 3 minutes maybe, and then take it out. And that way it's just cooked a little bit in case you want to eat it on the side. Okay, so we are going to cut up some olives for inside the salmon goo, inside the salmon gravy. Let's call it salmon gravy. Unfortunately, I bought the wrong kind of olives, and the black ones are so much bigger than the green ones, and they have their pits in them still, and I don't know how to pit an olive. How do you pit an olive without eating it? Okay, crisis averted. I still have a decent looking garnish. The real question is, now it's going to take a bit of work for me to get the pits out of these to have a 1/4 cup's worth of olive meat, but let's go. Generally speaking, I'm the kind of cook that likes to kind of prep ingredients as you go. So I look at a recipe and I decide what do I need at what point, and when is there downtime in the recipe? While that's in the oven, can I cut this? While that's coming to a boil, can I mix that? And not every recipe developer has that kind of thinking in the recipe. It just says this is the list of the ingredients and they should be prepared already in this way when you start. So in this case, I didn't really find a moment where I felt like I could prepare these things while something else was happening. So going against my best practices and just kind of getting everything set up, my mise en place, if you will, before getting really started. All right, I just needed a teaspoon of this parsley. All right, and the last thing to prep is a tablespoon of chopped pimento. Chops very easily. Okay, now we are going to mix the baking mix, butter, and milk with a fork to soft dough. So let's start by measuring out the Bisquick here. We need 2 1/3 cup. 1 cup. 2 cups. Okay. 3 tablespoons of butter. Got 3 tablespoons of butter here. And then a 1/2 cup of milk. And then we're just gonna mix this together with a fork. Okay, these biscuits came together quickly, right? That's biscuit dough. Knead 8 to 10 times on a lightly floured covered board. Okay, we're kneading 8 times. I've already lost count. Maybe that's 4, 5. Okay, now we're gonna roll it out to a 1/2 inch thick. Let's get some of this out of the way. Get out of the way. Kind of move it clockwise as you roll so that you can make sure it's kind of evenly rolling in a circle here. Except we have a bit of a fracture on the side here. Cut with floured 3-inch cutter. Bake on ungreased baking sheet about 10 minutes. Okay, so it says 6 servings, so I guess I need, oven's ready. It says I need 6, it says it's for 6 servings, so I'm assuming I just need 6 biscuits. I wanted to show you guys this little vintage cutter I have. This is something I stole from my grandma's house. It's technically a donut cutter. See how it has the inner circle? But you can then twist it, pop the inner circle out, and now it's a biscuit cutter. So this is a little under 3 inches, but I think it'll be fine. So we're just gonna do 6 of these, I guess. Let's make sure I can fit 6. Oh yeah. I can do 1, 2, I can do 7. 1. Nope. Let me just do it. Well, I don't know. Let's move him. I don't want him to get stuck. Okay. We have a few more biscuits than we need, but that's not too bad. Okay, we're gonna put our biscuits in the oven for about 10 minutes. So now in a large saucepan, I'm gonna combine the cream of mushroom soup, another 1/2 cup of milk, the salmon, the olives, pimento, and parsley, and some Worcestershire sauce. And bring it kind of to a boil over medium heat, stirring frequently. And then we put them on the biscuits when the biscuits come out of the oven. That looks like that's already been eaten and come back around. Okay, crusty salmon shortcakes. We have our crusty shortcakes out of the oven. They are not as tall as I thought they would be. I guess they're called shortcakes, not tall cakes, but it's just weird because you have to split them in half and you would only serve 1 per person. I don't know. I'll split it, but I'm splitting it. That doesn't feel like enough to go on the plate, right? I guess we could do like that, kind of like then put some on and then put another split biscuit on. Because what we're working with on the photo is it's biscuit, salmon goo, biscuit, salmon goo, olive garnish. So maybe we'll plan for that. Okay, we're gonna spoon this goo over. We're just gonna spoon some salmon goo over. It's fine. Yum! This looks so appetizing. Was I supposed to put salt and pepper in here? I don't think it called for any salt or pepper. Okay, so this is gonna be bland goo. Okay. Now we do more goo. Oh my god. Top with our little olive. Garnish with some broccolini. That's our crusty salmon shortcake. We did it. Do we want to eat it? No, 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 we don't. This is the thing I've wanted to eat the least so far. Like, the tomato aspic I was nervous about, but like that ended up being really good, and I was kind of intrigued. Like, I was willing to go for it because I was intrigued, but I'm not intrigued about this. I know what this is going to taste like, and it's going to be bad. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna go in. I'm just gonna go in. I don't want to swallow it. This tastes like something I've tasted before, but I don't know what. Ugh. First of all, I don't know why we use salmon. I think Betty Crocker thinks that it's like elevated, like it's fancier than tuna, but it tastes almost the same as tuna. And this is just like kind of too liquidy. Like the cream of mushroom soup didn't really do anything. It's very bland. The biscuit's good. I'm sorry I did that to you, biscuit. Let me eat more biscuit. Yeah, it's just bland. It's watery. It's just watery salmon cream. Wow. I can't taste the olive in it at all. There's not a lot of flavor here. It's just, oh God, that's just not worth eating. That's not worth eating. It looks presentable, but no, that's a no for me, dog. Where's the flavor? I don't taste anything. What a waste. What a waste of time, waste of food. It's not good. Do not serve this as impromptu party fare. Your party guests do not want this. You know, when I started this project, I knew there were going to be flops. And so far, I've been like pleasantly surprised over and over again that like the things I was making, even though they sounded weird, they ended up tasting good. And I was like, wow, this is not what I expected. But in this case, exactly what I expected happened. I looked at this recipe and I said, this is gross. It's going to taste gross. And it tasted gross. And I think my biggest problem is just that it was like too bland. There just wasn't enough flavor there. The things we put in didn't really add anything to the mix. And so you just tasted like a watery cream and salmon. And I don't know. I mean, I think that there are people out there who might like that, who don't have as strong of a palate as I do or crave the diversity of flavors that I do. But for me, it was just not good. This was the first recipe where I didn't want to swallow it. Like everything else has been a breeze so far, and this was a struggle to taste. So I would say I'm disappointed, but I think I expected it. But they can't all be winners, and at least now we know what Crusty Salmon Shortcakes lives up to its name. Okay, I give it 1 out of 5 red spoons. I'd give it 0 if I could, but I give it 1 out of 5 just for the presentation. Okay, back in the box. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, happy homemaking.